right, welcome to episode 11 of the O2 Dropcast, where we talk about Legacy. And of course, if we don't talk about it, you should not fucking care about it. This is a podcast mainly for the community here in Arizona. We're going to talk about pretty much all Legacy today. We're going to do a little bit of modern shaming. If you live outside of Arizona, that's okay. You can continue to listen. We do talk about Legacy. We're going to go over some stuff with the series here in Arizona, but we're also going to talk about some SCG stuff, where the format is, and then we're going to really get into some elves. So it's going to be a good episode today. So with us, as usual, we have Mr. Daniel Espinoza.
What up?
We have Mr. David Schakowski.
Hello there.
And our guest, you know him.
You hate him.
Maybe.
Probably.
His
Grae
name,
Ellman.
we got Grae Ellman.
Grae Ellman.
Grae Ellman.
Oh, man, I've never heard that before.
Bam. From our last city championship winner, dude. Taking a, we'll talk about it later, but taking a tier 2 deck and just grinding it out. So
it's all in the pilot, man.
It's all in the pilot. That is for sure. You can actually sneak some games away with elves if you just pilot it perfectly and they haven't played against elves before. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like a secret tech too, because it's been out of the meta for so long that people aren't prepared for it. So yeah,
I like it.
obviously.
I haven't played the deck in forever, so I'm not an expert on elves anymore, but I feel like if I picked it up and played it for a couple days, I'd get my elf ears back on, you know?
I've always told you that is your best deck. When
I
you play elves,
put up the best
when you play
results.
elves, it's like watching that guy Powder do fucking equations and stuff with his eyes closed.
Okay. All
and
right.
you suck at Legacy, but you're good at elves.
Thanks, man. That's the nicest thing I think you've
It's like
probably
a
ever said
passive-aggressive
to anybody
compliment.
ever. Yeah.
But no, watching you play elves back in the day was wow, you're really good at elves. So.
Everyone listening, this is a huge moment for Daniel Espinoza. He's growing as a person. He's throwing out compliments.
Hey, it took years of counseling and therapy to come to this point. So thank you. I appreciate you acknowledging it.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah, I'll bill you for the hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
thank
sure.
you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, man. So what we're going to do, so right now I think we're just going to kind of bullshit and talk about what we've been doing lately.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Legacy lately and testing a lot of stuff.
You have.
I have.
Hitting up pretty much every weekly.
Which is nice.
Yeah. What about you, David?
I've been working a little too much, but I'm slowly getting back into the groove of Legacy. Can't really figure out my 75 right now because the format's going insane. But it's nice to get back into playing.
Speaking of your 75, how do you feel about your deck in the meta?
I think it's actually pretty well positioned. Renin 6, it's a good card, but decks playing it, they are greedy on their mana base. They kind of tap out on turn 2, so it gives you that turn 3 window. And I don't think it's too hard of a matchup.
Cool. Yeah. I think Renin 6 is a slow deck, so it's great for you.
Yeah.
Right on.
Unless they wasteland you.
It happens. It hurts.
You just fetch for basics and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think Renin 6 is as bad for you as it is for all the tiny decks out there right now.
True.
The fair decks.
And in fact, I think combo decks kind of get a little bit of a boost depending
Yes.
on the deck that's running Renin 6.
Depends, yeah.
Because 4-color loam, it makes their game ones just even worse against combo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you play in the City Champs?
I did. Yeah, I did play in City Champs. Round...
all the rounds or briefly or?
I think I did most of the rounds. I think I got a bye at the very end, so you can kind of tell how
Because he was
well
doing so
I did.
well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But they wanted more people to get through.
Exactly. So, round 1, I mulliganed into Oblivion, so that was cool.
What'd you play against?
I played against Black Red Reanimator.
Okay.
So they had Chancellor opener each time and Faithless looting into Reanimate, and not much I could do.
Just do what they do, man.
Game
Because they're faster than you.
much faster.
And they have just as much discard as you.
Yeah, it's a brutal matchup.
They might have... No, they have 8, right?
I think so.
Think
Cabal
so, yeah.
Therapy and Unmask.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
8 and 8.
Yeah.
So you lost round 1.
So I lost round 1. Round 2 was against Stoneblade. I lost game 1.
Who was playing Stoneblade?
Damon.
Damon? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Damon was on it. And I lost round 1, then switched over to the feature table. I won game 2, which was a really sweet game.
Oh yeah, that was the one on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I cast Preordain with him having a counterbalance in play. He goes Snapcaster Brainstorm. In response to the Brainstorm, I Fatal Push his Snapcaster, and he let the Fatal Push resolve, pretty
Dope.
much telling me there's not a 1 on top. So I cast Dark Writ.
Perfect.
And then he's like, okay, cool. He
The proper response
Right,
to
exactly.
the Storm player just
Oops. I guess you got it.
manipulating your top or manipulating your counterbalance.
Yeah, he knows he's in trouble,
Yeah.
and he resolves the Brainstorm. My opinion is he probably left a 2 on top. He lets the Preordain resolve. Preordain
Because
resolves.
there's a 2 on top.
Yeah, and in my hand I have double duress and then tendrils. So I duress him, take a Flusterstorm, duress him again, take a Force of Will, and he
Not
helped
bad.
me out with the Storm count. So I just put tendrils on the stack.
Dope.
I just want to say that David is notorious for the fucking test spells. He'll
Mhm.
test you, and then he'll kill you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's the only way
If
to
you-
play.
and
Yeah.
more often than not, you fail the test.
Like, I hope by this time, after playing Storm variants for so long, that you could play around a counterbalance.
Yeah.
hopefully.
No,
If you couldn't, I'd be very worried.
I remember
Yeah.
playing David a long time ago, and I would counter shit. I'm like, wait, you're like, I slowly caught on. Wait, you're testing me.
Of course.
And then even in the not the last one, you won the last Legacy League, which kudos to you, Zach.
Mhm.
But the one before that,
Congrats.
he won. In the finals, we were like, oh, he's testing him. When you cast the Dark Ritual end of turn or whatever,
Yeah, I cast Dark Writ on the end of main phase
he
2.
like, counters it,
And
then
like,
you kill him.
oh, you didn't counter that? That's cool. Go ahead. I'll kill you next turn.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. So, round 2, then, you ended up losing against Stoneblade, though.
I did.
Yeah.
He had an Aether Sworn Canoness, and I couldn't find the decay.
Now, at this point, did you want to drop?
I
O2
was
drop?
considering dropping, but it was my first event back, so I went ahead and played a little longer.
All right.
I played against Tess. It was a good game. We went back and forth, but I ended up getting the match, but he got the down pair, so I gave him the win because I was already out of running for top 8.
Nice guy David over here.
Yeah, got to give him
Good
one or
guy,
2.
David.
Who'd you give the win to?
Leaf. I don't know his
Okay.
last name.
Zach
Antoine?
Arlick. Oh.
Yeah.
Antoinette?
Yeah, yeah.
Antoinette.
Yeah.
I actually work with him at Ring.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. He brings it. He works on overnights, and he brings his deck to work, and he goldfishes it all night.
There's
he has a
apps for
sweet
that.
Deck. He
No,
has a really
just brings
sweet
his deck
deck.
and goldfishes it.
Or, somehow Chromebook with, like, I don't know, MTGA or like MTGO something, maybe?
You got to goldfish
I
the
think
storm
we'd have
deck
to.
first.
If you're playing leagues at work, we'd be like, yeah, you can't do that. But he's just goldfishing his deck, so.
I'd let him play leagues.
He has
I'm
a
like-
sweet deck. He collects miscuts.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
a
yeah, I forgot
really
about that.
and
Cool.
off-centered cards. He's like a
Yeah.
really off-centered.
I've
like,
never met
Seed or
him, never
Vault.
played against him,
Yeah.
but I know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played in one of the leagues a couple seasons ago and got top 8.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how I knew his name.
Yeah.
He's new to
Yeah.
Legacy. He started. So I was talking to him the other day. He started playing around Shadows,
Yeah.
and he's already found himself with the best format. So props to him.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think I've only ever played him in Commander a couple of times, but
He's
Oh,
a
gross,
big commander
gross.
player. He's
Yeah,
a big commander
Gross.
player.
That's where I draw.
everyone
fucking
needs a
line.
hobby.
No, that's not a healthy hobby. That's where I draw the line. Commander and modern,
Not Brawl?
and probably
Okay.
I haven't played enough of it. Probably.
All right, in 6 months I'll talk to you and you'll be like, Brawl's the best format. Let's go. I'm ready for it.
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
can see it.
SB, you put up some numbers at the event.
I got third,
Yeah, that's
which is like
not first.
it's not first.
That's actually third is just the second loser.
Yeah, I was the second loser, but so this season I
Congrats
had.
on being second loser.
All right, thank you. I'm used to it. But no, this is the first time I've done well this season. Like historically, I've made a ton of top 8s.
Oh yeah,
right?
we've been shitting out all year.
Yeah, like last year, the year before, like I was worried because this might be the first year in 4 that I don't make the Masters. But no, I did well. We went and got breakfast at Biscuits where you fucking ghosted us.
Dude, I slept so good through that.
Dickhead.
It was great.
Meanwhile, David's up at 6:00 spooling wires and cables for the stream and testing cameras and all that stuff. But no, we went to Biscuits for breakfast.
Yeah.
And we're with Chris Celaya.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, sitting across from him, because he just recently built Turbo Depths, and he built, I think, the same 75 as me, right?
Well, he was playing my turbo depths for months.
Which sucks.
Well,
He
not
built
turbo.
my-
I have
he
the
built-
slow depths, but
he built
yeah.
my medium depths.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't want Mox Diamonds right now.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
he's going to get them because it's the better version.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, we're at breakfast, and I'm like,
Are you, okay, so
do we
hang
get
on.
paired
I'm
against
putting
each
a
other?
flag right there. So, you think medium depths is better than slow depths?
okay, so I'm a silent observer often of like a lot of things, right?
Okay.
So I follow the Discord.
I don't believe that. I don't
watch
believe
the
you're a
people's-
silent observer.
I watch the depths players stroke their egos and say how like Stoneblade and Death and Taxes and Miracles are great matchups, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. They're not easy. But and I would see some of these like noteworthy players that put up numbers, but like
Yeah.
they grind a lot. How they've said that Pithing Needle is a very narrow card, and they like Wasteland better. And I think it's the contrary. Like Pithing Needle is a very versatile card. It's great in almost every matchup, whereas Wasteland is not good, and Wasteland only answers one card, right? And also in a deck like Turbo Depths, where every land counts, oftentimes I don't want to pitch a land to Mox Diamond when I can use a Lotus Petal to give myself a boost to cast a turn 1 Dark Confidant or a turn 1 Sylvan Library, or just pay for the turn 2 or the turn 3 combo piece, right? So I don't like playing the 27 lands. I like playing the 24, and I've always been a proponent of Needle. I don't think I've ever played the deck with less than 3 Needles, and I'm back on 4. And the funny thing is that I've noticed a lot of the slow depths decks are starting to move away from Wasteland and back onto Needle. Needle is a key card in that deck. And especially in a lot of matchups, like against Miracles, you need, like, if you're going to win and trump, not Miracles, Death and Taxes, you need Needles, and you need multiple Needles. So yeah, I unpopular opinion, but I prefer the Lotus Petal versions. I still play Dark Confidant because he's great. It's card advantage, but
Okay.
I've played Mox Diamond in it. I don't like it. I love Mox Diamond in 4-color Loam, which I play every now and then, and often. It's the other deck I pivot to, but no, like I like my build of Turbo Depths, and I've put up numbers with it. 10th at 12 Gods of Legacy, 310 player event. And,
That was a good event.
that's my deck, right?
That was
like,
pretty good.
Everyone plays, and my 2 losses were to fucking Mono Red Prison, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you know Bob Wong?
Yeah.
He's playing slow depths.
Yeah.
So, and he thinks it's better than medium depth. So you're saying that
But I
you
don't think
know
medium
more
depths is really a thing. Like, no one plays Lotus
than Bob
Petals with-
Wong?
No one play. Well, I've been playing this deck longer than Bob Wong has. He's a better
Ooh.
Legacy player, but I've been
Ooh.
playing the deck longer than him.
Okay.
Because he's played Miracles, he's played Blue Red Delver, he's played a lot of other decks, but I found my wheelhouse, okay?
All
No
right.
one's wrong or right. I found what works for me, and I really like my build.
God, you're so passionate about depths.
I
I
love
love
the
getting
deck.
you fired
I
up
love
about
the deck.
depths. All right, so
So anyways,
you're
we're at-
playing a worse version of depths.
we're at
Continue.
motherfucking Biscuits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Chris, we're going to play each other round 1. Because we've been playing each other for the last few weeks, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the Depths Mirror, the Depths Mirror is
it's
fucking worst. It's
It's-
just whoever draws the best cards.
It's really unenjoyable.
So fast forward to round 1, pairings go up. I'm playing Chris Celaya. I'm
Perfect.
playing Chris in the Depths Mirror.
So you whooped him.
I did. I took him down. I think I 2-0'd him. Like, I had good hands. I might have mulliganed, and I think I will say, Chris is a great player, but I think I have more experience with the deck.
Oh yeah.
So I took him
100%.
down. And then round 2, I play none other than the worst Storm player in the world, Alexander Tash.
All right.
So I think he gets me game 1. Game 2, I get him. Game 3, I mull to 5. And then I'm able to get a turn 3 kill. And so, like, it's always tenseful against these fucking Storm players, right? They slow roll it. So I thought I've seen his hand. He does not have a kill. He passed in flames or whatever. He casts a Ponder.
Finds the kill.
No. He casts a Ponder, and I know that, like, if this Ponder fizzles, he doesn't have any more blue mana to do anything else, right? So he casts a Ponder. He shuffles it. I'm like, oh god, oh my god, thank you. And he shuffles, and then off the top, Lotus Petal.
Oh
He
man.
plays a Lotus Petal, and then he ponders again or brainstorms again, And then the third card in the Ponder of the Brainstorm is the Infernal Tutor that gets him the win, right? So that was my first loss, and I think that was my only loss in Swiss, right? So I lose a Storm, and then round 3. Oh man, I should have wrote this down. I totally forgot.
Okay.
Oh no, round 3 I play Bug Control. I play Brad
Young.
Young on
Yep.
Bug Control.
Love Brad Young.
Brad Young, great guy.
Tight player too, and he's played
He's
Bug
a really good
for
player, and he's
a
committed
long
to
time
his deck.
now.
He's
Yeah.
been playing that deck for a long time.
He played Reanimator like a few years ago.
Yeah, he
but
was
now
He's,
he's been-
he's much.
Yeah.
I respect him much more now that he's not playing degenerate bullshit like Reanimator.
100%.
So I
yeah.
play Brad. I take him down pretty quickly.
Okay.
And there was a really weird spot where he assassins trophies one of my one of my lands, and it allows me to actually get a forest in crop rotation and kill him that turn.
Oh no.
I was
like,
just saying how he's a
I felt
good
so
player
bad. It's like-
too.
I was like, I'm gonna kill you next turn, and the assassins trophies me. I'm like, well, I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for aiding me in your death.
So yeah, I took him down, and then round 4 was against, I want to say something like Dredge,
Okay.
and Dark Depths just destroys Dredge.
Okay.
Oh no! Round 4 was against none other than Tom Kaufman, who the
So you
last
went to time.
the last few we
Oh,
went
man.
to time,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave us 15 extra turns because it was Tom.
Yeah, of course.
No, but usually like the last few times I played Tom, he gets me at the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
But no, I was able to just stomp him. I was able to play
Good.
around his
That's a
wastelands.
positive matchup for you.
It is a good matchup,
Yeah.
but he would always give me the Blood Moon. It was so frustrating. But so I beat Tom. He went and watched wrestling with his son, so it was a win-win.
Cool.
He got to hang out with his son. I got to progress. So I'm 3-1. I play against Dredge. I think he gets game 1. I'm like, God damn it, I can beat this. And then I'm able to I have really good hands where I'm able to thought seize him and slow him down.
Okay.
Beat Dredge round 6. So I'm 4-1. We can't draw in, I believe, because it's a 6-round event. I played none other than Mr. 9th place, Anthony fucking Hare.
Dude, double 9th place in a
This
row.
is his second 9th.
Oh.
No, last one he got 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But he drew in the one time
okay,
and got he tried to draw
He's had
in.
some shitty luck with the 9th
Yeah.
places though.
So I get paired against one of my buddies, one of the homies. I travel with him, Niagara and shit. Like we get paired against each other. He's on his weird ass like Naya Loam deck
yeah.
with Elvish Rejuvenator, which was a great card in the matchup. But
Okay.
I drew one of my 4 Pithing Needles, stopped him.
You mean like Elvish Reclaimer?
Reclaimer? What's the new 1-drop?
Yeah, the new one drop. I think it's Reclaimer.
I
The
want to say
baby-
it's Reclaimer.
The
Yeah.
baby Knight of the Reliquary.
yeah, we'll
So I
look it
play
up here.
him in the win and in. Stressful matchup. I'm able to 2-0 him. We make top 8.
So not that stressful if you
No,
2-0.
Well, no, his last turn of the game, he took 5 fucking minutes. And I'm like, dude, am I dead? Like what's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, you should know if you're dead or if I'm dead.
Just kill me or be done,
Yeah.
please.
Let me know what's
Exactly.
going to happen.
It is Elvish Reclaimer, by the way.
Elvish Reclaimer.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I drew a needle and stopped that madness.
Good.
So I beat him. Make
Needles
top 8.
must be good then.
Right, Pithing Needle is one of my favorite cards. That and Abrupt Decay. They're answers to a lot of. I like answers.
Abrupt
right?
Decay is good.
Okay.
They are great answers to a lot of problems. So we make top 8. I'm first seed.
Okay.
I'm first seed in top 8
All right.
because I didn't have the luxury of double drawing. I get paired against Reanimator, and I played against.
You were first seed.
I was first seed.
Was he?
I was first in top 8. I was.
Okay.
I was on the plate every top 8
Okay.
or for the entire
I
entirety.
think Ed was. Eddie.
No, because
No.
I played him.
Okay, never mind.
He double drew.
Hey, I scrubbed
It
out.
was Tony. It was Tony, Eddie, Gary, and
have a
Sally.
horrible
that were able to
memory.
double draw.
And I scrubbed out, so I'll trust your opinion.
So
but continue. So you get into the top 8.
Top 8, I get paired against Reanimator. This guy, he's new to the deck. He's played Burn. He's borrowing Tony Murata's deck.
Eddie.
Beautiful Japanese
Oh, yeah.
FPV
Oh, yeah.
duel.
I was
Reanimator.
jealous.
I was like, wait, is this my
He's like
deck?
15 too or something, 16.
He's youthful.
Yes,
we'll say
he
that.
is. He's a young
He's
kid
youthful.
borrowing a very nice deck and played it very tight.
Yeah,
so I was impressed.
We talked a lot between rounds about that deck and other decks in the format.
Yeah, him and his friends seem really cool. It's
They're-
him and
they're pretty nice.
Charlie
And his brother. His
and-
brother played D&T.
Yeah, his brother. What's his brother's name?
I'm awful with names. I won't
I
remember
can't
it.
remember.
Trent or
His brother's cool
Andrew
too,
or
though.
something.
A huge influx in new legacy players. But
Yeah.
so I play Reanimator, and I was able to win game 1 because he did misplay a little bit. I gave him
Okay.
the feedback afterwards, but like I cracked in with Merit Lage, and he just scooped, and he had a Dark Depths out, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then game 2, I believe he mulliganed to about 5, and I had a good hand with surgicals and crop rotations and a fast kill, so I won there. And I was feeling pretty good about myself. I was like, oh, what's my next matchup? Oh, fucking elves? Okay, this is easy. They don't have, what is this stupid worm?
7 worm, Elder Scale Worm.
I was like, oh, there's no Elder Scale Worm in this deck? Got it. So I'm in
Perfect.
top 4. I'm like, I can see finals in my fucking view. And then I play this elves player, and I'm on the play. And my turn 1 hand has a Thoughtseize and the lands to win. But I never draw anything other than a land, and I die. And it was interesting too because it was a Thoughtseize, and I saw double
That's too bad.
glimpse.
That's a good matchup for depths.
It's a
too.
good
And
matchup,
it's
especially
an
on
uphill
the
battle.
play.
Yeah, we've played that matchup quite a bit in the past.
Yeah. So on the play, I think I mulled to 6 that game.
Yeah.
But I had a Thoughtseize, and then I had like a Bayou, a Dark Depths, and a Thespian Stage. Of course, I saw like whatchamacallit, Urborg off the top.
Okay.
The next turn. But so I Thoughtseize him. I see double glimpse. I see, was it Queer Ranger?
One
And
or
then like
2.
a landlord elf. No, it was 2 glimpses,
Okay.
3 lands, a Queer Ranger, and an elf. I took the Queer Ranger because I'm like, well, if I can't take all the glimpses, I'm going to take 1 and then leave him with 1 creature. And then I died pretty quickly to a big Crater Hoof because I was just too slow. I think it was like a turn 4 kill, and I died on turn 3.
Dude, having 3 glimpses, even if you have 1 creature, like it's still pretty
Yeah.
good, especially with the Kyrian Ranger. So you lead off with that, and if you don't, like, you can just do like forest and then bounce it, forest again, cast 2 glimpses, and then
Sure.
do whatever.
So I you know what? I'm gonna ask my opponent, Grae. What do you think I should have taken?
Oh, it's a Aquarium Ranger every single time.
Okay, so I took the right
yeah,
card.
you played
I
correctly
did something
there.
right for a change.
I agreed with you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay,
100%
because Kyrian
correct.
Ranger, yeah,
So I took the
Kyrian
Queer
Ranger
Ranger,
like does a lot for that deck.
Yeah, and then so game 2 we sideboard. I'm on the play again because I lost. And I bring in like Toxic Deluge and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And I mulled, like, it sucked. Like I mulled to 5. I saw like 3 Dark Depths hands and no other lands, and
It's
so I mulled to
poopy.
5. And it's like Thespian Stage, Lotus Petal, Dark Confidant, Vampire Hexmage, and something else. And I'm like, well, like if I'm on 5, I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna try and turn. I'm gonna turn 1 Dark Confidant and see what happens, right?
Mhm.
And like I hit Crop Rotate, I hit Toxic Deluge. I just never draw another land, and I'm pretty
Shitty.
sure he kills me turn 3. So
Shitty.
that was the end of my tournament. The deck
Is
kinda
that on
just
the stream?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
It
Okay.
is.
We'll have to watch that
The
again.
deck kind of just shit out, which sucks. But
yeah,
I'm happy to have a good run.
you
'cause
could
it's
still
been a
review
while.
it and see if you have any like misplays or like other things, because I know like you've
I did.
lost
I watched
at
it.
elves historically, right?
No.
To me, historically.
Well, because of his goddamn worm.
yeah,
Which
'cause
he
Elder
wasn't
Scale
playing.
Worm every time.
Yeah.
He always gets the worm.
Yeah, I
Um,
get the turn 3 worm and then ask, do you play Maelstrom Pulse? And you go no, and then scoop up.
Yeah.
But no, like, so the deck did well. It qualified me for Masters at this time. I do still have to play the next 2 events, which we'll talk about later. But I was happy with how I did. It was unfortunate, but such is life. And that was my tournament report.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's still not bad though.
Yeah, a
Third
4 is a good.
place.
That's
A top 4 finish is really good.
Yeah.
that's like normal SP performance.
Usually it is. Like,
Yeah.
I
You've
never win.
been playing like shit for a long time.
You know,
Same
just
here,
What?
but I always play like shit. I just haven't
I
got
just always-
lucky like I
No,
normally
I just
do.
always have bad top 8s. Like, I've lost to Storm twice in the finals. I've lost to Miracles in top 4. Like, it's just like always bittersweet matchups.
it's fine to be the bridesmaid and never the bride. Someday you'll get there.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's
gotta
kind
keep
of
I ain't
what
trying to get married, so I'm cool.
that's kind of what Depths does though. Like it does really well against fringe decks, but like against like the
It does
tier
great
1
against
decks.
tier decks. It crushes
No.
Delver decks. It
Well,
crushes
that's true.
Rug Delver.
But like it loses. Well, it's unfavorable against Storm and Miracles a lot of times.
it's
so,
Stoneblade. But like,
yeah.
whatever.
All right, so that's what's going on here in Arizona, and then we also had the SCG event. There was also the Leaving a Legacy stuff, and you can see the list for that. And there was a stream of that, and so all the VODs and stuff are up there, and you can listen to their podcast. So they do a great event. They had like 100 people-ish for their event, and there was other like stuff going on at the same time too. So that was awesome that they got 100 people there. But yeah, we're going to talk about the SCG. This was, I believe, a team event.
This was just the classic on Sunday.
Oh, this is the not the team event, right?
No.
There was a team event too.
There was, yeah. So there was a team event, but this is the classic. With the reason I pulled this up and wanted to talk about it is just because there's some weird stuff here going on. So we'll just read them down the list. So and you can follow this on the show notes or look it up on MTG Top 8. But Canadian Threshold, so Rug Delver, if you prefer that, took it down. Followed by Blue Red Delver, Stompy, Blue Red Delver again in 4th, and then 5 through 8 was Bomberman, Lomeless, Stoneblade, and then an Urza deck, which I wanted to talk about because it's kind of cute. So in 8th place here, or 5 through 8th or whatever, we have this guy named Michael Coyle. I'm not sure. Does it ring any bells to
Nope.
anybody? Okay.
Nope.
Playing this Urza deck. So this thing is kind of crazy looking, don't you think?
It's like a weird build of like Thopter Blade deck, but without Thopter or Blade.
It kind of makes me think of Bomberman, but they couldn't find the LEDs, so it's just like we'll just put Urza in instead.
Yeah.
And make a bunch of Thopters with Psy.
It's
Yeah, dude.
Karin.deg.
Oh,
8
it's
Karins.
Well, yeah,
they just well,
so
yeah,
it's 8 Karns, but no, I think they named it Urza because it's running, for the new Urza here.
And the bobble.
And just a bunch of artifacts, a bunch of
True.
wish boards, and yeah, it's running Urza's Bobble
Welding jar
So it's
and
running-
Legacy.
Yeah, dude. All right, so for its artifacts and stuff, it's running 4 Chalice, 1 Engineered Explosives, 4 Karn, Scion of Urza, 4 Karn the Great Creator, 1 Lotus Petal, 2 Mox Diamonds, 4 Mox Opals, 1 Needle, 1 Sorcerer's Spyglass, 1 Tormod's Crypt, 2 Urza's Baubles, and 1 Welding Jar.
Question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 4 Mox Diamonds and 2 Mox Opals, or 2 Mox Diamonds and 4 Mox Opals?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
I
This
feel like
thing
Mox
is
Diamond
weird.
is just better in multiples, whereas Mox Opals, it's legendary. I don't know.
I think if you...
He's also only running 22 lands, so that does
Maybe, yeah. You
warrant
need, yeah,
maybe
so
only-
you need...
you need more
like
lands for more Mox
26, I
Diamonds.
think, is the sweet spot.
Okay, makes sense.
For Mox Diamond. But then for the creatures, it's running 1 Psy Master Thopterus, 4 Trinket Mage, 4 Urza, and 3 Walking Ballista with 1 Walking Ballista in the side
So you can tutor that
wish
shit
for.
up.
To wish for, yeah. So I mean, you can check out this list. I'm not even close to being educated on this type.
So
of
what?
fucking
Well,
deck.
okay, so
Who is?
what is
Yeah,
what
right?
is, what is the
Well,
what is
apparently
the-
Michael Coyle, hopefully, like he
Yeah,
fucking
I
top
guess.
hated this shit.
So I assume the plan A with this deck is to just lock him out with Karn and Lattice, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're just clogging up the board with a bunch of Thopters and shit.
Yeah, you go in with the Thopters, or you go, hey, my Ballista's huge because of Urza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Urza with Walking Ballista is just nasty, man. And then it's just running a ton of artifacts, so you can just do all kinds of crazy shit with Urza. So if you don't know, he's a legendary creature. He costs 2 colorless, or generic, I should say, and 2 blue. And then when he enters the battlefield, you create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature with, quote, this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So you just play this dude, and then his trigger happens. You get a giant artifact, right? And then tap an untapped artifact you control, add a blue, so it can potentially, I guess, ramp you into
Oh
some
yeah, you
stuff
fucking
there.
pump up your Walking Ballista.
Oh, yeah,
you
dude.
tap all of your side dudes.
There is, dude,
Yes.
there
Oh, yeah.
is 26 artifacts in
Well,
this deck. Oh, no, okay,
no.
so you have to
The 4
minus 8
Planeswalkers
for
are
the,
not.
yeah.
But there's Seed of the Synod, and that's 4 artifacts.
And both of the planeswalkers can create artifacts?
Yeah, so Karnstein of Urza is a house in this deck because he makes gigantic constructs.
So
Yeah,
it's
he makes
basically,
Urza's constructs.
Yeah, so it's basically going to be, more constructs there. So the 20, you do have 8 Karns, but they're basically artifacts too. Anyways,
This deck
so
looks cool.
yeah, dude, there's weird shit happening in Legacy right now.
If Mox Opal wasn't $100, I'd be in.
So speaking of weird shit happening in Legacy, so 4-color Loam is now almost not even running Loam because
There's one.
of Ren and 6. So in this SCG event, and I've seen other Loam lists that are going by the name Loamless now, and so this one is running 3 Ren and 6 and a Life from the Loam.
Which means it's
This
a
is
lie
Matthew
already.
Vuk's list, and I think he's a
Yeah.
pretty well-known 4-color loan player.
Oh,
so,
is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's almost going to be well-known.
Well, he's a fucking liar because
Loam
it says
less player.
loamless,
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
has a loam in his deck.
So he's running one loam, but a lot of them now are not running loam at all.
yeah.
So, which
Renin
leads us
6
to
is too
Renin
good.
6, man.
It's too good of a card.
I hate
Does,
that card.
does
It's
it
so good.
invalidate life from the loam?
I think so. In loam, it does. In lands, it doesn't.
Lanes is even starting to run Renin 6.
Are they?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
card is
Fuck.
insane
But
everywhere.
I don't think. I think Lands is so much better by itself without Renin
Fuck
6.
this card. dude.
Probably.
But you can
I
kill
think it's
the
cool, but-
Flicker Wisp.
Show of hands for who regrets not buying a pile of these for $20 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Everyone in the world.
I was gonna-
Everyone.
I bought 2 of them for $19 when they first dropped. I was like, this is probably going to see some legacy play. I should pick up a couple of these. And now what are they, 80, 70,
They're
somewhere
like
in that
80.
ballpark?
Yeah, I
They're-
said don't buy
According
them.
to
They're not
TCG
good.
Player,
and
they're
then
$83.
I was wrong.
Yeah, they're insane.
You can buy them on Card Kingdom for $89.99.
If you play Magic Online, they're only 91 tickets.
Oh, that's such a good deal. So, yeah, dude, for real, fuck this card. Fuck Renin 6.
No, Renin 6 is dope. Renin 6 is the truth.
so
The
much
card
for
is
me
so
getting
sick.
foils of it.
The card is
Did you
cool.
get foil?
I
No,
love
I
it.
went to
Like,
grab
I like
foils at
playing
40 and
Loam
I'm like, this is
just
too much.
because I can play it.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to play
Yeah.
Rug Delver, and I'm going to put a couple of these in there. I'm just looking up the foil price on
I
this
need
shit.
more
Oh, it's
people
like
not to-
it's like
it's-
Yeah, it's got to
250,
be
300.
insane. Yeah, so it's $296. Fuck this
It's
card.
enough that if you buy a box,
Fuck
you just sell the
this.
foil you pull.
Yeah, buying a
And
box
buy
for
another box.
185 is almost worth it because if you pull this, is
I bet you can't get a box.
250 is
you can
about
get
the
for
price of a box.
185 TCG
Really?
Player. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I thought they
Alright.
went up again.
No, I checked them like yesterday or today.
All right, so I'm going to go buy a box later. Got it.
Yeah.
So, Matthew Vuk, congratulations. Also, you're a liar. But yeah, Renin 6, dude. This is a crazy card. Like, you saw the Miracles running Renin 6, right?
Yes.
You've seen the
Yeah.
4 and 5 color control lists that are running Renin 6 too. And
Yes.
also now there's the snow control list.
True.
Y'all motherfuckers seen that shit?
That's fun stuff.
That
Renin
is
6 is so good.
That is crazy stuff. That is crazy. So there's just all kinds of things that are happening in Legacy right now. I'm not a fan. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of what Renin 6 is doing to the format
Why?
Why?
because I think, at least right now, like maybe once it levels off, it will be fine.
Sure.
But right now, as someone who's trying to test Blue-Red Delver seriously, fuck Renin 6, dude. Like,
Oh, says the guy that's
I'm playing it every single round. I played it
We got to get paired more often.
right? I played it twice on Tuesday. I played Renin and lost both of those. Twice on Wednesday, lost both of those. Like it's just everywhere,
I
man.
think it depends on what you're playing. Like when I'm on depths, I don't mind seeing it, but yeah, I can see how it is kind of warping.
Yeah.
But it's also a new toy, and everyone wants to play it. Like looking at his deck, he's playing 3 different cards from Modern Horizons. He's got
Yeah, man.
not Modern, but he's got 3 relatively new cards. He's got Blast Zone from War. He's got the Renin 6s. He's got Plague Engineer.
Yep.
He also has a Vraska Golgari Queen, which is
Which
from
I
that
love.
Ravnica set.
I love that card.
Loam decks always play some number of
Planeswalkers,
Planeswalkers
yeah.
inside. But as we talked about before the show, like your boy's back. Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I love it. I love Legacy so much. Rug Delver won this fucking tournament.
So let's talk about this. So it looks okay. Besides the 3 Renin 6, it just looks like Rug Delver.
It's
so
Rug Delver.
yeah, it's running 13 creatures. It's running 26 instants and sorceries, and then 3 Renin 6. So it's sacrificed some of the instants and sorceries because Rug Delver traditionally runs 30 to 31, so your Delvers flip. But yeah, it's running 3 Renin 6, and also it's running an extra threat too. It's running 13, so it's almost traditional Canadian Threshold. And the sideboard looks like fucking Canadian Threshold 100%. It's 2 Ancient Grudge, 1 Dismember, 1 Electrickery, 1 Flusterstorm, 1 Forkbolt, 3 Pyroblast, 3 Surgical Extraction, a Sylvan Library, and 2 Winter Orb.
Yeah.
So besides the Renin 6, man, it is fucking Rug.
Yeah, and I think Renin 6 slots so well into Rug Delver. Like
Oh yeah.
it just it's part of what Rug Delver's all about, you know. It might not be the best
Reoccurring
shell for
wasteland.
it, but it's perfect for what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I used to run a loam in the side of my Rug Delver back in the day to just.
And it was good.
Oh yeah, and I would, I was also running. What is the fucking Hooting Mandrills.
Hootie.
Yes.
Ooh.
So with Loam, it did some nice stuff there.
So I'm trying to I'm looking at this list. It looks pretty stock except for the 3 Ren and 6. So
Yep.
okay, so I'm assuming they cut one Tarmogoyf. What else did they cut for this? A Tarmogoyf, maybe a True Name, and then like a third
Spell
spell pierce or a
Snare.
spell snare.
Yeah.
Okay, so they cut cards that
There's 2
aren't
spell snares missing and 1 extra
Goyf
Burn.
one
and or a True Name because sometimes they play 3 True Names.
1 extra burn. Actually, no, it's up on a threat. So usually it's like 11 or 12 threats.
But it used to be 4 Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah, but
true name.
0 true names.
Well, it used to be 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then they used to split 2 and 2.
I'm thinking traditional.
Yeah.
4
so-
Delver, 4 Mongoose, 4 Goyf.
Yes, that's normally
And then
what it
there
is.
was
Or actually, I think they go 3 goy for some shit like that. A lot
Okay.
of times is where Canadian threshold
yeah,
was,
I've
right?
seen the 3 Goyf 2 true name pop up much more often now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of the
They-
norm now.
The
Yeah.
norm
So I
now,
think
yeah.
spell snare is a cut, but
Spell snare and the
Yeah,
flex dismember or fork bolt slot.
Yeah, exactly.
well, when you're Ren and 6 wastelanding them, they're not casting 2 drops.
True.
Yeah,
I
100%.
just need less Ren and 6 in my life. It's so good.
Dude,
my-
Ren and 6 with days backup.
I also need less Canadian threshold because I'm tired of people going stifle a Wirewood or Korean Ranger and go, okay, this is in my hand, and then getting a judge call. I'm like, no, it's cost.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
stifling it again the next game.
Well, those are just
Ugh.
dummy knuckleheads, and they're going to be everywhere.
Yeah, but now there's more stifles.
It's true.
More stifle.
Hey,
So it's
they're
more judge calls,
using-
but it's advantageous for you
Yeah.
Yeah.
as an Elves player. But we're gonna get super into Elves here.
I'm so sorry.
in just a
Ooh,
second.
ooh.
But yeah, so Ren and 6's format warping, Tarmogoyf is back, Canadian Threshold, Rug Delver, Teamer Delver, whatever you want to call it, is
Top dog.
super back now.
So I'm going to take a page from your book, put a flag in it. How do you guys feel about the new Legacy meta? Do you like it or do you hate it? Zach.
I think it's, as a Delver player, I hate fucking Ren and 6, but well, I've
As a
been playing.
whole,
Okay, so I've
as
been
a
playing
whole, though.
Blue Red Delver. I think right now it's really fun. I'm actually, and it's been fun for quite a few months now, as like these new cards are coming out, and like it started even before that when we were getting Dovin's
Narset.
Vito and
War
Narset and
Sparks.
Teferi and Blast Zone and stuff. So it's been quite a few months of an influx of cards. And I've been playing Legacy since 2016. I haven't seen this many Legacy playable cards printed in such a short amount of time.
Very true.
David.
So I'm kind of ready for that to be over though. Like I'm kind of ready for all the change. Like let's settle. Let's settle some stuff. Let's figure out what's optimal.
I could see
Stop
that.
printing shit. Like
What about you? So are you don't like it?
I did, and I'm ready. I still like it. It's exciting,
ready to
but
move
I'm
on.
ready. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready
This
for it to
weird
settle.
foreplay period, you're over it. You want to settle down.
Exactly. I'm done with the foreplay. Let's get to the action,
David.
the good stuff.
I like the format. It's shifting to become a little slower. So from a Storm's perspective, I think it's a little bit better. Ren 6, yeah, it's a great card and all, but if you play it against me, you're tapping out on turn 2, leaving me a window for turn 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I like the shift in the meta. I like that bug control isn't once against a deck. There's some versions of Shardless Agent running around.
Yeah,
So
and
I
that,
like,
that cask, the rug, Shardless too.
yeah,
Shardless
true.
rug is going around right now.
Rhinos.
Yeah, I want to put like one
That's
natural
not a
order in there.
deck. That's not a
The
deck.
deck is so cool. Let it happen.
People
Yeah.
tried to play it, but it's not a deck.
It's,
it's fine.
gonna win GP.
Wasn't
Atlanta.
that the tech before before people realized Red 6 was just stupid?
Well, they
I
run
feel
it
like
in
it
there.
was.
They
I feel
run
like we
4
were
in there.
People were trying to play the Crash Rhinos deck, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll just play Crash Red 6."
Just let me have old waterfalls back with like As Foretold and Ancestral Visions and
Yeah, that's
me
what
have
they're
it.
doing. Yeah, they're doing a lot of that stuff.
How to do at this event?
It's pretty sweet.
Does it? All right, Grae, what do you think about the new meta?
I'm loving it because it feels like you can play absolutely anything and it's going to be okay. Not great, but I could grab Manaless Dredge and feel great on it, or grab that Urza deck and feel great on it.
That's true. There's nothing that's like a tier 1 plus or a tier S deck that's kind of like oppressing the format right now.
I
It's
agree.
pretty wide open.
And that's what's good.
I like that part about it.
And there's a downtick in Tundra.
Which
I
I
feel
love.
Yeah.
There is. I think like check pile, that snow list, that's going to be the new control.
Seems like it.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
everyone's going to be shifting, and yeah, I would expect more of that and less miracles.
So shameless plug, our event had 54 players in 28 different decks. So
It's pretty sweet.
Legacy's dope when you can do that shit. So
What? Let's talk about what we got going on for the 2019 series, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to get into Grae's takedown of the entire city champs.
It was awful.
It was horrible. It was a shit show. We're going to talk about that in a second. But for the 2019 series, so for this year, we're going to pull up the points list here and go over that in a second. But for this year, we have one more city champs
correct.
and one more trial.
Yes.
That is it.
And then we have the Masters, which is going to be 1,200 minimum.
No,
we have like
much.
1,218.
Close to 1,500.
Yeah, but
We're
as
already
of right
at
now,
we're already at 1,200.
I don't want to promise anything that we don't have. But as of right now, I think we have like 1,218. So it's at least 1,200. It's a free tournament if you qualify. 16 people, tons of prizes for the entire year. It's amazing. So thanks to everyone who's shown up. And so do you have the list of people there?
I have the last two events, which we're actually going to go ahead and try to reschedule the Snapcasters event.
The trial.
The trial.
Yeah.
Because planning-wise, we didn't notice that GP Las Vegas is on the same weekend, so stay tuned for extra news on which date we're going to pick. We're going to try to pick something good for everyone. And then our last event will be at Showtime's Games and Comics down in Tucson on September 14th.
Ooh. And we're evil geniuses about that one.
Oh,
It was either you or Zach that came up with it, but you put the
What?
Tucson event last, so everyone that's close for points has to go to Tucson.
Oh, I would love
Is
to
the
take credit for
showdown?
that, but that is
was it
something.
David? It wasn't
No,
me.
that's actually tradition here in Arizona. So like
Then-
Tucson has always been the last event of the year.
And it makes everyone travel
Right?
to Tucson.
No, it hasn't. No, it has just the last
This-
couple
I think
years.
this is one of you guys.
Yeah, so yeah, it was I think it was at Tempe Comics,
It's the last point
Was-
scramble
was-
is
yeah.
to go to Tucson.
but now it's Tucson. So maybe it was who knows? I don't really know. But do you have the points leaders out there?
I do.
Okay.
So let's start off with our 2018 champion that's already qualified, Kevin McCoy. Took it down last year with Black Red Reanimator.
Congrats, bro.
Then we have Jesse Adams. He qualified with whatever he calls
his
his
green
deck.
white
Your
pile
lo-
of trash.
Your local fuckboy.
I swear to God, it's Maverick.
It's Maverick, but
Green white
you won't call
fuckboys.
it that.
Green white Terravore.
Then Christian Castro came up and took the next one down with Maverick.
4-color loam.
Michael Day. Do you remember that tournament, Gray?
I was robbed. I shouldn't have mulliganed. It was a fine turn 3 hand, and he had no gas.
He had nothing, but he stole that one from you, got qualified, but then he came
With
right
what?
back
With what?
with Black Red Reanimator. And then Gray came to the next event being like, I'm not getting second this time.
I mean, it would have been fine for second too, but
You would have
I-
been
I gotta
good.
get there.
You would have been fine, but it's about making a statement.
You made that statement and you've qualified. So we have already 5 people in. We're going to have one more slot for the winner of Tucson, but Justin Beck, a well-known Infect player, is sitting at 16 points. He's most likely in. He has a good spot.
I agree.
Tom,
I don't know about that because all the way down until like 17th place at Brian Kinsman with 10 points is pretty close. He could get pushed out if there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people
10
below him. They got to get pushed
true,
down,
but the amount of points available for the rest of the year, it's going to actually be a pretty close race.
though. Everyone
That's what I'm
below him
saying.
has to
Yeah.
get pushed
Like
down.
I don't
though,
think
so.
Justin's a lock-in. He's only at 16 points. That's 2 points ahead of Tom Kaufman in 8th place.
Zach's bad at math. He's probably a lock.
He-
Everyone else has to get pushed down for him to not get in. So you'd almost have
Which
to
is-
have a whole restructure of the top 10.
No, that's entirely possible. If he
Top
doesn't play
5.
in the events,
Sure.
then people can push him out because everyone is so close in points.
if he
Actually,
doesn't,
yeah.
if he doesn't make it to any other events and everyone else wins, like the rest of the point leaders,
Yes.
he might get pushed out. But
Well, it doesn't even need to be everybody.
He's
Just
pretty
slim
comfortable.
chance.
I would
just
yeah.
a few people, and then if some other randos top 8 the event or to top 4 the event, like
Yeah.
of this next city champs, they could jump up too. Because again, Justin Beck is at 16, and then the 17th place, he's in 7th. 17th place is Kinsman. So I guess for the point leaders, he's number 1, and then Kinsman is 10
True.
with 10 points. So it's close, man.
Tom-
So
It's
close.
getting very close. Tom Kaufman at 14. Alan Hobson.
Hobson.
So
Hobson,
that's 2 infect. So
13.
Tom Kaufman's on blue red Delver.
Tom Kaufman's probably going to be on his blue red.
His blue red bullshit that doesn't go to
Blue-red
time
bullshit.
often.
Justin Beck's probably going to be on infect. Alan Hobson is an infect player as
Yes,
well.
Tucson infect.
He's
Then
at
we-
13 points.
13. Tash, he's sitting at 13 points as well. Storm player. We got Mr. Daniel Espinoza at 13 points as
boy.
well.
He's not going to make it.
He's
I
probably
will not
gonna
play
make
Turbo
it.
Depths in the Masters, so don't board for it.
100% ready for your 19th place finish.
I will fucking be. No, it's gonna be 17th place.
Nah.
That's the Rubbins.
And then we got Gary Wong after him at 13 points as well.
Then Mr. Ford at 12. He took a event off to commentate. Thank you very much.
Could have been a mistake.
Could have been, but I think he'll come down to Tucson and
Oh, he's coming to Tucson.
he's going to do a good event there. Anthony Hare, Mr. 9th place all the time, is actually at 12 points, so he has a pretty decent shot. Kyle Hendrickson at 10, James Dudek, and Brian's Kinsman all at 10. So the point race is really getting close, and our 17th through like 20th place have a lot of points. So come out to these events, get qualified.
Yes, $1,500 in the pot. It's totally worth it.
Not 1,500 yet.
There's
have
gotta be
12
1,500.
We have 12, 18. And so, yeah, now we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get back into it and get nitty-gritty. We're going to get balls deep in some elves talk.
Ooh.
And man, you know I love that.
It's elf sexy time.
All right, that was music. You listened to it. Now we're going to talk about some more Magic the Gathering. Legacy format specifically, because fuck Modern.
In standard.
Yeah, actually, it was looking
Standard's pretty
okay.
Cool.
It was no, I think it looks dumb right now. Fuck Standard. Yeah.
Oh, you're allowed to play Snowlands in Standard now?
No.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can.
The
No.
rules change. Like they'll like smack your hand and tell you not to do it again.
Yeah, but you can.
You
And
can,
you
yeah,
just
you
get
can,
smacked in the hand.
Oh,
you can do a lot of stuff. Yeah,
I
if
didn't
if
know
you're
I
into hand
couldn't.
smacking specifically.
That is dumb though. You should be able to play them because it's irrelevant to the format. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing that Snow does for standard that would be advantageous
No,
or detrimental.
a good judge would see it and be like, "You're dumb,"
You're a cute little idiot.
and then they would walk away.
Okay,
They
I'm
probably
gonna,
wouldn't even give you a warning.
I'll make the argument that if we do that, I should be allowed to play wastes because they are just a basic land.
Wait, you
In
can't
standard?
Play with-
Yeah, just let me play my wastes. I'll play
Wait,
it
so
fully
you could not play wastes in standard?
to my knowledge, you can't.
For
It's a basic land.
So is a snow-covered land.
It's a snow-covered basic.
One is a basic waste.
It's a basic land.
it's not the same idea though. Like
Could
it's
you
not
not play wastes?
it's not an
It's not
easily.
in the set.
Yeah, it's not an easily
But it's a basic land.
replaceable thing that does not affect the format.
The
Like,
only reason that you're allowed to play
Google it. Can you play wastes in standard?
No,
No.
because you can
You
only play
can't?
cards printed into standard. They
Yes.
just happen to always print you those
Basic
the
lands.
basics.
Yeah.
It's like if Arabian Nights came out, we could randomly have that extra
One
mountain.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. Waste should be standard legal.
waste should be standard legal, but it is legal in Legacy.
Yeah.
And Legacy is pretty much the best format. Fuck all the rest of the formats that aren't Legacy.
I
Penny
agree.
Dreadful, let's go.
I like drafting.
Nope.
Fuck drafting, dude. That's disgusting shit.
Cube.
Cube's fun.
Cube's
Cube's
pretty
not
good.
bad. Cube's not bad.
Cube.
Cube's not bad. But it's no Legacy.
It's no legacy.
For competitive formats.
But what if it's a legacy cube?
it's still not Legacy.
So the best
like,
cube would be a legacy.
like
cube.
constructed Legacy is the best format.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
it's the best. There's no other format that is better than Constructed Legacy.
I agree.
And that's why we have a podcast about it, and that's why Grae Ellman took down the entire City Champs that we had last weekend at Amazing Discoveries. So Grae, a little bit of background on this dude. He has been playing Legacy quite a bit.
How long now?
A
would
lot
you
of
say?
Magic here in Arizona.
I picked up my second and third Cradle, I want to say, in 2015. And then, I picked up my fourth Cradle 2 years ago, so there was about a 3-year gap.
Okay.
Hmm. Well,
So
I
you're
remember,
playing like with less than 4 cradles in the deck?
For the longest time.
yeah, when I met you in 2016, I believe, at Tempe Comics.
It was
You
the
didn't-
crop rotation.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So my fourth Cradle, I bought for $200 from at GP Phoenix from PJ.
Nice.
And I spent more on that one Cradle than if you combined the price of all other Cradles I purchased together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
And that's why I didn't buy them.
That's Legacy Spikes for you. So Grae Ellman's been around. He's played a lot of Legacy in the community, and he's also done some work in the community as well. He's done and ran some leagues over at the Phoenix Magic Leagues. He's taken down the City Champs. He got second at the City event right before that.
right.
So Grae is, it's not just a spike.
Yeah.
Not just a spike, like he's getting second place and then first, and then like in Tucson, he's probably gonna take down the whole thing again or something.
You better not come in Dream Crush.
I might. Tash might just kidnap me. He informed me I'm
Oh, dude.
going.
Like legacy events in the valley are the best. You're gonna go. You're gonna
Yeah.
go.
Tash told me he has the day off. I'm going.
Dream crushing is amazing too.
I do think that's pretty impressive to like get second in a tournament and be like, hold my beer, and then
Mhm.
just fuck everyone and take first the
Hell
very
yeah,
next
dude.
round.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
made it
not
to
just
finals,
like
I got second. I could do better.
see.
and
The
then
thing
win.
is, it's not just like spiking with elves because got second and then first back to back. So it's a pretty big accomplishment. Like for example, Michael Day spiked. Grae Ellman, no spike.
Didn't you also just come
Hard
and
work.
not drop a single match? You went 4-0 draw.
no,
No,
No?
I lost
You had to play into it.
Oh, what?
he got
It's
the
Jim.
scoops.
He normally plays
Dudek.
Dudek.
Dudek. Yeah. I
He was
lost.
on Infect that day, right?
Well, why
Okay,
don't you
no,
start
not
at the
Jim Dudek
beginning?
then.
Okay.
Why don't
So
you
yeah,
start at the beginning?
It was different Jim.
Okay, so let's talk about your tournament report. So start at the beginning, round one. How did it start off?
I played against Grix's Control. It's Frankie Reyes, I want to say his last name is.
Okay,
Frank
Yeah.
Rise.
Right.
Rise.
Yeah.
I'm awful with names. If I butchered, I apologize. Game one, he mulled either to 6 or 5. I kept a 7, and he couldn't stop the second glimpse into Archon.
yeah,
So-
fair.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, I'm there. Game 2, he locks me behind Lily Fatal Push, I want to say.
It's pretty good.
Mm.
And then I
Last
just-
hope.
Yeah, last
Yep.
hope. I just didn't have a board, so I scooped it up.
Yeah. You can't get a board.
Yeah.
Then like you just can't.
Then I comment that I have a Progenitus, and he goes, and then sides back in his dictate effects. He's like, well, I guess I need to dictate now.
Okay,
Because who plays Progenitus in this day and age?
fair enough.
Played through game 3, managed to scoot in there off of, I want to say it was Arcana Valor's Reach.
Okay,
Nice.
so that's been doing pretty good for you. You have that in your main, correct?
Arcana is mainboarded.
Okay, cool.
I have really mixed feelings about it. And I
Okay.
actually spent weeks debating on if, or at least the week beforehand debating if I was even playing it.
Is it
Okay.
one of those cards where it's either good or not good? It's like hot or cold, right?
It either you love it or you absolutely hate it. And
Okay.
I made
Okay.
some somewhat informed decisions to get to it.
Okay. Okay, well
Um,
we can talk about that.
yeah.
So round 2 then. So how did the rest of your rounds go leading up to the top 8?
So round 2 was against Blue Red Delver.
Okay,
One of my buddies was playing that.
positive matchup.
Reasonably, if I can get past the Arcanist quick enough.
Oh yeah, I
'Cause-
forgot they
Yeah.
have that.
It's
now.
a 1/3 that lets every bolt be 2 bolts.
Yep. Or
And
every forked bolt be killing 4 creatures.
Please,
Potentially.
please don't say
Do
stuff
they
like
play
that.
fork? Do
Oh,
they
yeah.
play fork
I,
bolt
I
still?
play one in my
Okay,
main.
okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you would be encouraged to play it with the Arcanist.
So if I remember correctly, I got a quick game 1 just because I got that quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then game 2, I go Progenitus. Can I read that? Yeah. Oh.
Scoop.
Okay. And then he looks at his hand. Okay. But I swear to God, this kid, Kelly, he tilts me all the time.
Yeah.
Because I play 3 Korean natural orders in my deck
Mm-hmm.
and 1 English one. Because the English one used to be in the sideboard, so when someone asked me what it did, I'd just grab that from my board and be like, it's this.
Okay.
So I resolve it, and he goes, okay. I start searching. What does it do?
Oh.
Sacrifice a creature. Go find a green creature. Put it into play as if it was just summoned. Oh. Thank you,
Yep.
Kelly. Kill you, please.
Yep.
Could you have like countered it or something?
I don't know. I was just super tilted after that.
Okay.
Fair enough. So Kelly is a newer Legacy player.
Yeah.
He's of the blue-red variant.
He is he plays Blue Red Delver and some
And
other stuff too.
Sneak and show.
But yeah, he's newer. He's
Yeah.
still learning the format. He's been playing for a few months now.
Yeah, I think the first time I knew that it was playing the format, we were going to the Elizabeth trial at Manowalks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic because I was sitting in the car with him and talking, and I'm like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. He's like, yeah, we played Modern. What? He played Infect against me.
Fair enough.
I'm like, oh, I've been making fun of you for months for that game. He's like, I know.
Tight. Yeah, Kelly's all right, guys.
Yeah.
So you stomped him round 2.
Yeah, round 3 was it's Jim. He normally plays a connected. He has U White Stoneblade.
Dudek.
Dudek.
Is it Dudek?
No.
Tall guy.
Yeah.
Tall, lanky, good at
Plays
magic.
Blue Red Delver and Infect as well. That would be Jim
He played
Dudek.
4-color control.
Okay,
or
so then it
4-color
was
Delver.
Dudek.
There
I'm-
you go.
All right. Completely blown out. Just
Cool.
He's like, here's a Renin 6. Here's a Goyf. Start getting in for stuff. Kill you slowly. Game 2. I got there, and I want to say it was game 3. I cast a Korean Ranger into his Plague Engineer.
Okay.
He goes to force it and goes, oh no, wait, never mind. I'm like, yeah, I'm dead anyways.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that was your first loss.
Yeah, that was my only
Your
loss.
one
That
loss.
Sounded like he was on Canadian Threshold.
he was on that
Four
four
color.
color
Four
color, okay.
pile because they don't play
Renin
hymns.
pile.
He's innovative. He plays the new decks. Like
Yeah.
everyone was still on blue red at that tournament. He was on the next level shit.
Yeah, like he won his first 3 rounds, and then if I remember correctly, he commented before he left that he lost the next 3, just from bad
Ouch.
variants. But
Ugh.
Fair enough.
I
Well,
talked-
he's played Reg Delver before too. He played
Yes.
it at the trial that we had at PGL.
I believe so.
Yeah.
yeah, either
So-
way, that deck was powerful. He had perfect mana the entire time.
Perfect. Like,
For a 4-color
That's
deck,
great.
that's concerning.
Yeah,
well, that's Renin 6 for you though. Like
Yeah.
it fixes your mana.
Deathrite reincarnate.
I wish. I
Yeah.
really wish.
I mean,
round
with Retrace, it's so close, man.
Yeah,
It's
round
so
f-
close to like functionally doing the same thing without being overpowered.
it's too good. I hate it and I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, round 4 was Sam Gilbert. He was on UR Delver again.
Okay.
So that was the second time that day.
Yeah, it was really popular that day.
Yeah, he couldn't stop me fast enough game 1, and then game 2 I was just another quick hand.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, most of my day was just spent going, I guess I have the turn 3, turn 4 nat order to either
Go for
lethal
it.
or Archon.
Yeah.
One or the other, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll lock you out of Forcible either way.
I mean, that's why you play Natural Order, man. That's
It's a great card.
hell yeah.
Yeah, round 5 was D&T,
Okay.
but it was the version of D&T that's playing like Ancient Tombs and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Who was it?
So it's like big D&T Stompy.
Yeah.
I think like Thalia Stompy or whatever they're calling it, or Soldier Stompy sometimes.
Yeah, it was close to Soldier. That's what I thought it was, at least
Okay.
when I first started playing. I forgot his name, but he's from down by Raising Sun Games.
Okay.
So he made a
Okay.
big trip.
Yeah.
Would it be Dana?
No,
It
Dana
wasn't
was on
Dana.
a 12-post deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Dana. And I struggled.
I
Some
think
guy-
it was the.
Yeah.
I think it was the third to Dana and Frankie's carpool.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
the third.
Okay.
But like, yeah, we talked about the shop because I managed to make it down there a few weeks previous, and it's a pretty nice shop.
Right on.
Yeah. Fast game 1 because they can't really beat it.
Yeah.
Game 2, he has a pretty good board, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Rex Age away the Battleskull. I guess we're there.
So is he on the version that's running the chalices and the Trinispheres as well?
I didn't see any Chalice or Trinisphere.
Okay. So I think it's just the Thalia Stompy. It's not the
Yeah, it's the
Soldier
Thalia
Stompy
one.
one. Yeah, because then the Soldier Stompy one also runs that enchantment that makes activating stuff cost 2 more.
Suppression field.
Suppression field, yeah. So, yeah, if you didn't see that, it was probably just like the Thalia's, like Ancient Tomb Stompy stuff.
Yeah, and I want to say game 1 he was looking. Oh no, it was game 2. He struggled on finding the second white source,
Okay.
so it just took him forever to get anything going.
Huh. Sometimes you just get lucky.
And then round 6 was
Love it when
Sydney.
my opponents don't do anything.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, round 6 was Sydney, and I got the pair down.
Sydney Hernandez or Tran?
Tran.
Tran, okay.
Yeah, I got the pair down,
Okay.
and he looked at it and goes, I'm just going to go out with my friends.
Yeah.
And gave me the win and left, making everyone have to play it out.
Perfect. Dude.
It was beautiful because he's like, I'm like, you can dream crush.
Yeah.
You can either beat me and not make it, but then everyone can draw in. And he's like, I'm
just make everyone play it out. That's
Yeah.
perfect. That is perfect.
Yeah, it was glorious.
That's actually probably why Anthony Hare got 9th. Didn't he draw?
No, I crushed his ass.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Never mind.
If you recall,
No, it was the
I
one. It was his other 9th
eviscerated
place.
Anthony Hare's feeble ass.
You heard it here. Anthony Hare has a feeble ass.
baby
that's been,
soft. Anthony
That's been
Hare.
eviscerated by Daniel.
He's like Charmin, like that toilet paper that bears use.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
so soft.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
the matchup with Anthony Hare is.
Yeah. So when you shit on him, it just goes right through.
It's like a cloud.
Yeah.
He's like a cloud.
Yeah. There's no support there. It's
So,
just yeah.
He
Absolutely.
did not draw.
Yeah.
He drove home. in
Anthony
sadness.
Sharman Hare.
Someday he'll top 8.
I like it.
No, he
Okay.
top 8 the one you got second place at. But our buddy Michael Day crushed him in top 4.
That is true. So you made it into top 8. You got the squeeze in there with Sydney
Scoops.
Tran, and then so top 8. So I know you played Gary Wong in the finals. Who did you start off though with?
I started on Tash,
Okay.
Alexander, and I'm slowly starting to realize that I should never agree to the split because I always do better
Yeah.
than what the split would have been.
Yeah. Never split.
Never.
I'm like,
Never.
I always expect to lose and then be able to go home and, like, get a sandwich or something. No, I always do well, and I'm there forever.
Yep. Never split.
And so game 1 was a mull to oblivion for me,
Okay.
and then I'm here.
So Storm though Storm is typically though like a bad matchup for elves.
Yeah.
Because they're quicker and they have hand hate, which elves does not like.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awful. So game 1, I mull to it was either 5 or 4. I'm not
What were
sure
you
off the
looking
top of my
for,
head.
or was it just bad
No,
hand?
it was just like, here's multiple Gaia's Cradle hand with no other land.
Yeah.
Or here's a hand that has no land in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, mull down. Okay. Land or elf, pass, whatever.
Yeah.
So Tash goes, draw. I think I can win here. Land.
Like says that
Fuck
out loud. to you.
Tash.
He's like, yeah, he goes like land, pedal, crack pedal, dark writ, ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Like writ ad nauseum. Flips over land. Okay. Flips over ponder. Okay. Preordain. Okay. Ponder. Okay. Tutor. Oh, that's good. Tutor. Land, tutor. Wait. Ponder, preordain. He goes from 20 to 4
Without seeing any mana sources.
without seeing any LEDs, any
Or
rituals.
lotus petals.
No rituals, no LEDs, no pedals.
Fuck.
The tendrils.
So
He saw the
You
tendrils.
got game 1.
Yeah, I got game 1 off of him going all the way down to
Oh
4.
shit.
So he turned one ad nauseum and lost.
Fuck you, Tash.
And
Fuck
I'm like,
you, Tash.
okay,
Dude, Tash
untap.
is like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's sweet.
He's such a good guy.
I
But
go,
fuck you, Tash.
Yeah, I go untap. Here's a 2/2. Pass the turn. You're dead next turn.
Yeah.
And he goes, draw. Oh, land, nothing. Pass, swing.
Perfect.
All right. I kept telling him he should have gone down below 4. He shouldn't have because it was a past in flames
Yeah.
on the top. But
Wow.
game 1's me. Game 2, we go. I want to say I mull once. And my sideboard is just go fuck yourself, Storm. Because I hate that matchup.
Oh yeah. You have to with elves. Like most of your sideboard is there for Storm and other really quick combo decks.
Yeah, so my sideboard is Garrick Teagues, Mindbreak Traps, Thought Seizes. I hate that matchup.
Boy, that's good stuff.
David,
for
I see
Storm.
you shaking your head. Is that like really bad post board?
I mean, it definitely makes it much more
The
difficult.
percentages go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So turn 1, do nothing. Turn 2, do nothing.
This is Tash.
No, this is both of us.
Durdle.
And then I'm like, here's a collector oof, which I was maining that day.
Perfect.
He goes, "Oh, that turns off rocks." Okay. And then I want to say the next one was like glimpse into something. He fluster storms the glimpse, passes. I go, all right, end step. Ritual ad nauseum. Pause. Mind break trap. Really?
Dope.
Which was
Dope.
which was drawn off of his previous turn's Thoughtseize, I want to say.
Dope.
So it was just blind to it being there.
Get fucked.
And then I'm
That's
like,
some really bad luck for Tash. Poor
Wow.
Tash.
yeah.
Poor Tash.
Then I do-
just losing favorable matchups to horrible luck.
Yeah, I don't remember if I nat ordered or green sun for it, but then I just grabbed the Teague, and I've got like 6 power on board. Teague, collector, oof.
Just beat down plan.
Bingo bango, dude. That'll
Yeah.
do it.
He's used up 2 rituals and his ad nauseum, so I'm just like 6.
Yeah, I was
6.
taking pictures at that time, so I didn't see your match.
Damn.
In fact, you guys got done so quick, I didn't even get to take pictures of you guys. Like,
Yeah.
Tash was the only one I didn't get pictures of.
Yeah, I remember you took like 1 photo, and then you're like, "Oh no, this didn't work out." And
Oh,
started
yeah.
clearing it and walked away.
Yeah, I was
And the next
yeah.
time you came back, we were done and
Yep.
packing up.
Yep, I was trying to figure out the camera, and then it was just fucking GG's, you know?
Well, Tash is like a beautiful unicorn. There are no documented sightings of that, like in paper.
That's
or
true.
photographic.
That's true.
Form.
Yeah,
So
you can't.
you just have to observe it with the eye.
Exactly. So you stomped Tash 2-0, and then you played SB.
I played SB for the top 4.
Yeah, so we already talked about that match a little bit, but was it just as easy as I always dreamed it would be?
Oh no, like it was. So I stole Tash's hat before this match, and I think that it both allowed me to win and gave me a lot of dumb energy
Really?
because I was a fucking wreck game 1. Like rewatching that video,
Yeah.
just left and right, I'm fucking up. So
And then you got Tash's hat.
no, I stole it at the beginning of the match.
Okay.
I'm like, this will be fine because the sun was going directly into my eyes.
Sure.
And I'm like, this is planning. This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Nah. So, rewatching the video, when I go for the glimpse chain into the scoos against you, I shorted you a mana. I was 1 mana short of casting the ooze unless I activated Korean Ranger. So, that
Oh.
was a mess.
Okay.
And then, the only reason I won that is because you couldn't play that blast zone in your hand from me watching it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And then
Sucks.
there was the judge call afterwards.
Okay.
But in that same match, you also shorted me a life off of a Scoo's activation. So
Did
that,
it
that
give you a life?
so you hit the pad for me from 18 down to 17, and then hit it back up to 18 for the life gain.
Okay.
So like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
All right.
game 1 was just a mess on my part. I missed everything that was happening around me, and I blame the new rule change where I have to physically write everything down.
Okay.
So with the new rules update, stuff like this, instead of having to be mana and pool, instead of having to be tracked on dice, should be handwritten notes.
It just has to be displayed.
Well,
I don't think you have to write it.
Technically, you have to write it because it is nothing that can be knocked. Like, if a table bump occurs, it can't be manipulated that way.
I guess, but like
It's the appropriate thing to do.
I'm gonna have trouble getting used to that
Yeah,
myself.
no, I hate it with a bunch of Nettle Sentinel triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But okay, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to play Elves or Storm or something where you're
Yeah.
tracking a lot of numbers. But all right, so then so you beat SB, then you got the finals and you play Gary Wong. So Gary Wong is a known player here in Arizona and outside of Arizona as well. Very good player. He was on Blue Red Delver. And how did that match go for you?
So that was my 3rd Blue-Red Delver of the day.
Yeah.
He played perfectly, like super tight the entire time.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah. The entire time I was figuring I was going to lose.
Yeah.
And then if I remember correctly, I use a Glimpse of Nature as. So my personal philosophy for Glimpse is sometimes you just play it as a hymn to Torak.
Yeah.
Because if your opponent has a force, they're going to pitch 2 cards, they're down 2, and
absolutely.
if I remember
Especially if
correctly,
you have a natural order for the
Yeah.
next turn. Like,
Well,
it's just
if
a
I-
bait spell.
if I remember correctly, I forced it into going Nat Order. Do you have the counter spell? No? Alright, Nat Order.
You double
Uh,
that order?
Yeah, I doubled Nat Order because he took
Gross.
the first one, and then I'm like, alright, you're down to 2 cards in hand, let's see the second one.
Yeah.
Archon, push, push, push.
Tight.
At least I want to say that was the Gary Wong game.
Okay.
And then game 2, too many bolts happened.
Yeah.
And game 3, I get a really good glimpse line into hard casting my hoof. And he goes, oh, okay. And I'm like, swing for like 6.
Yeah.
It's not a big hoof.
Yeah.
And it was swing for 8. He's like, take it.
Sure.
And then I'm just swinging with a 5/5. That's all it is.
And he didn't have a board or anything?
He ended up getting into an Arcanist,
Okay.
but I had just enough for lethal, even if he went bolt, like double bolt.
Yeah, flash it back.
Yeah, so I just had enough.
Perfect.
If I was down one more creature at that point and he double bolted, I probably would have lost, putting him down to 1 and then he stabilizes.
Yeah.
But game 1 is he drew the wrong half of his deck.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to him and he's like, all the spells I cast this game started in my hand, and everything else I drew land.
Yeah.
Game,
That's rough.
yeah, game 2 he had the proper mix, and game 3 he had the proper mix.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can always watch. So if you want to see more elves action, and Grae is a very good pilot of elves.
I'm not.
Despite what he says. I mean, we all make mistakes and stuff, but he is a good pilot of elves. Now, I kind of want to pick your brain here a little bit about some of your choices on the cards for, number 1, your main deck, and number 2, your sideboard. So let's start with the obvious one. You played an Oof and a Archon and a Scooz in the main and a Rex Sage, and you were playing 61 cards with more mana dorks than usual, if memory serves correctly.
Correct.
Okay.
Like if you pull up my list, it's just a mess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I can see some of the reasoning behind it. So you're running the 20 lands, which is standard for elves. You're running no Nissas in the 75, which I think is more common now because the format's kind of...
Yeah, we're moving away from fair blue, so she's worse.
Exactly. So, but with the snow-covered stuff, like if that becomes a more popular control deck, then you probably run it again. Anyways, so some of your choices moving in. So why the Archon and why the Oof and why the Ooze in the main?
Can you pull up his list?
Yeah, pull it up while
So
he's
other than me and you know what's actually going on?
Yeah, so go ahead. So why did you run those things in the main for the event?
Okay, so Collector Oof is because I've been testing it a lot, and it gives me some legs against Storm game 1. Because if I win the die roll and they have a slower start, I can sometimes be like turn 2 Oof off of a Green Sun by just going land, mana dork, land, Green Sun. And that stops the LEDs and the pedals.
That's the null rod on a stick guy,
Yeah,
right?
that's the green null rod.
Cool.
Yeah.
He does nothing.
He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I was playing him specifically for that.
Okay.
Because otherwise my main board has nothing and I just have to concede every single game 1 against Storm.
Makes sense. So gotta have something.
Yeah, unless I see the Storm player mold to like 3,
Yeah.
it's not good.
True.
Okay, so you had so that's the stuff that I kind of saw as kind of being a little bit different that sets this list apart. But it looks like, so you go down on Nettle Sentinels for the dorks. So you're running 3 Birchlore Rangers, and then so you're running extra dorks in the main. Is there what's the reasoning for that?
So I was
Why
playing
the Birchlore specifically?
So I was playing extra Birchlore and down on Nettle Sentinels, mostly to smooth out just glimpses where I would be drawing 2 or 3 cards, so I could play them as Ancestrals instead.
Okay, so
So
so the thing that I'm not seeing though is Birchlore and Nettle is the combo for going
super
for
deep.
going super deep and infinite for the glimpse turn.
So
you're doing more value glimpses and
Yeah.
not combo kill glimpses.
I was treating it as smaller draws and incremental, so I could get a board of like 4 or 5 dudes and crash. And then if I don't have the Nat Order or like deeper digs, I can keep crashing for 5 in the mid game.
Okay, so you take more of like a mid-range strategy and not just like super hard on the combo.
Yeah, and then I was also up to the 3 Birchlores because it smoothed out getting the turn 2, turn 3 Nat Order up.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to land that Archon of Valor's Reach soon if I was going to be playing it.
Okay. Well, and it makes the theoretically makes the Progenitus easier to cast in your sideboard too.
I've done it once.
Have you?
I've cast Progenitus once.
Feels good, man. Feels good. Yeah, play elves long enough and you'll eventually be able to do that. So, okay, and then your sideboard, you're running 2 Abrupt Decays, 3 Assassin's Trophies, 1 Gaddock Teak, 3 Ley Line of the Void, 2 Mindbreak Traps, 1 Progenitus, 3 Thoughtseize. So you're running less discard than normal elves.
So I was playing my Thoughtseizes are mostly to disrupt Storm and other problem matchups,
Sure.
or to make my Nat Orders better.
Sure.
And then I looked at it, I'm like, well, I could just be playing the Mindbreak Trap, the Gaddock Teak, and the Ley Lines. And they cover other things as well.
Okay.
Like, I'll want the Mindbreak Traps on the mirror if anyone on the planet's still playing elves.
Yeah.
Because they go do Nat order, and I
Yeah.
catch it.
Or show and tell, and like
Yeah.
it's at, like for Omni and
Yeah,
Storm
it
and
gets a couple of more things.
Black
than,
Red Reanimator.
Yeah, it gets safely a couple more things.
Okay.
Ley lines, because everyone and their mother at one point was playing red black,
Yeah.
and again, I just can't beat an Iona or an Elishnorn.
Yeah, and it's good against Loam too, which has been popular in
Mhm.
Arizona.
It's good against Ren and
Lands.
6.
Renin 6. Yeah, there's a lot of things that it can hit.
Yeah, we went 3 trophies over 2 decays because a lot of people want to be playing land strategies locally,
Okay.
and I'm just tired of getting blown up by Tabernacle.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah, my fiance plays lands, and I don't care what everyone says. It's not like a 70-30 matchup. It's
No.
like a 90-10.
It's very poor.
I'm
It's
like,
very poor.
if they know anything about what they're doing, you just lose.
Yeah, I used to. So I played elves with Chris Celaya, who was on lands, and we played that matchup a bunch when we first started playing Legacy. And the more that he learned lands, the less I won.
Yeah.
Like it's a horrible matchup.
Yeah, even an experienced player can be like, I have a Wasteland, a Glacial Chasm, and just anything else.
Yeah, get fucked.
Tabernacle, good
Yeah,
luck.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna gamble. You're gonna do nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Tabernacle. I have a loam. Yeah, it's just like they have so many quick answers. It's just it's absolutely
And then
stupid.
since they went up on Ren and 6s, they now have extra removal, and
God, I haven't played that matchup since with Ren
you
and
don't
6.
want to. You just don't.
Yeah, Anthony's been doing. Rivera's been doing pretty well with it too.
I don't think he's playing
So-
Ren and 6 anymore.
Oh, he's
So,
not.
like, no.
Okay.
I thought he was
I-
on 2.
Well, then I take back my shout out then.
So
to him.
he did try it, but I think the deck's just like too fast to even need Ren and 6 because Loam is so good at that deck when you're playing exploration.
Yeah.
But he was playing that shitty new standard card that when you have 7 or more unique lands, you get
Field of the
zombies.
Dead.
dumb,
Yeah,
dumb,
yeah.
dumb, dumb.
So
All right.
he's just toying with people.
So that was your thought process coming into it. Now, you took down the tournament. If you could make any changes to your 75 for that tournament or moving forward, what kind of changes do you think you would make for all the Elves players out there?
Specifically that tournament, I would probably find room for the oof in the board, just because there was less showing of Storm than I expected,
Okay.
and I feel that might just be a meta choice.
Okay.
Oof is the only card that performed below expectations the entire day.
Okay. So
'Cause-
the other one-ofs in your main board for like the toolbox stuff, like the Skoos and the Archon and
Skoos was top tier because it ate 3 or 4 of my creatures, and then was a
Rex Age,
Termagoyf.
of course, is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rex
So-
Age clears all of the fair matchups because they're playing Chalices and Vials.
Yeah, and then your glimpses, of course, were essentially, you were using them as discard and Thoughtseize and testing.
Yeah.
You know,
Either
or value.
yeah,
you know?
either it was really good or it let me draw 5 cards. I'm
Yeah.
fine with either.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Glimpse
then-
is so good in that deck.
I was up to the 4th natural order because, again, I'm playing the Birchlow Rangers and the odd suite of Mana Dorks.
Yeah, and you're running the Progenitus in the side, so you're going hard on the combo.
Yeah, because I feel like natural order is too powerful of a card not to be trying to jam it even against fair blue decks.
Yeah.
Because I treat it as worst case scenario. I've sacked a 1/1, taken out that Force of Will, and I'm now just beating for like 3, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
My
So
dudes can be bolts.
It's good value for sure, yeah. Unless you get Spell Pierced out and then they bolt all your shit. or
It's fine.
something. But yeah.
I
so
always
most
get
of
turn 1 days, turn like 3 spell pierced. It's what happens.
So moving forward when you're playing Elves, because that's pretty much exclusively what you play in Legacy. So moving forward, do you think you would keep, is that the only change you would make here for Arizona? And also for a bigger meta, what do you think you would do with your 75 and sideboard? Do you think it would look similar or quite a bit different for a larger meta?
I think that I might switch around the Abrupt Decay Assassin trophy choices. That's kind of a big question. I never know which one feels correct. I might also switch the Pendelhaven back to a Cavern of Souls just because stuff with Dreadhorde Arcanist is becoming more popular,
Okay.
and Cavern just helps me protect that.
Okay.
Oof has been suboptimal the entire time, so I'd either try to find a sideboard slot for it.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice you're not running any Caverns in your
I'm
75.
not.
Oh, my God.
I was going with the Pendelhaven because it lets me just be big enough to block stuff.
I mean, you run both. Oh, and I didn't even notice you're running a Savannah.
I'm playing a Savannah so I can hard cast that Archon
Yeah, that's
and the Gaddock Teague.
yeah, I guess so. All right. So then for a larger meta, do you think you stick pretty close?
I would probably cut the Pendelhaven just because it is the weakest performing land for the Cavern.
Yeah.
Just because I've been seeing more fair blue, so I want more
I would
options to get
agree
my
with
stuff
you
down.
there. Yeah. It's so good against Delver. It's so good against anything that's going to force your stuff.
I might go down one Dryad Arbor just because I've been wanting to. I've had results at one Dryad Arbor, but I also understand two.
Okay.
Just
why go down on a Dryad Arbor?
Again, with so much Rug Delver, there's more Folk Bolts, more 2-for-1s.
Okay.
And if it's more popular, it's going to be hard for me to go fetch and not get stifled, or fetch and not get Folk Bolt or Lightning Bolted.
Yeah, so just go up like a forest, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd probably just try that in the mana base, and again, the Oof just did not perform.
Okay.
Yeah, Oof beat Tash. That's it for my entire day.
Well, so you put Oof in the side, get some Cavern of Souls in there. I think I agree with you on those things. I think I would, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think in a larger meta, I would go down on the ley lines and go up on more, if it was me personally, I'd go up on more discard.
Yeah, I would probably go back to my 3 Cabal therapies, just because those always feel good.
Yeah.
But I know that Leyline is really good against a lot of the popular decks right now.
Yeah, well, especially around here.
Yeah. Well, I don't want Renin 6 to be able to just fix your mana base forever.
It's true.
So I think that if Renin 6 becomes less of a thing and more cards like Stabilize, the Leylines will go back out, because a lot of the things that Leyline is good against right now is Renin 6, and that's about it.
That's true. Well, it helps your bad matchups too, the combo matchups and stuff.
Yeah, because combo is just hard.
But see, my view on it is like the Renin 6 decks, the 4-color Loams, the black-red Reanimators and stuff. Like Leyline of the Void performs really well there, but it's already a negative matchup for you. So I was thinking of maybe like taking those 3 sideboard slots, and I would probably do more discard because it feels more universal.
Yeah, I was trying to use the ley lines to bring up less than 50-50 matchups to closer to 50-50.
Gotcha.
Or even like 60-40.
Gotcha, okay.
And discard's always good, but since I'm going 4 Nat Orders, that wide base, and Archon, I'm just trying to stabilize those matchups that were already pretty stable.
Cool, man. So we got some questions here from the community as well. First one is from Zach Zent. If you had a gun to your head and you had to play a different deck besides Elves in Legacy, current meta, gun to your head, I want to know, what would you play?
All right, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but it would probably be either Nick Fit or Maverick. Something in green, white, plus color.
One of those is respectable and the other isn't. Do you know which one?
Hey, I just want to go Recurring Nightmare, my Yosei, and my Thragtusk forever.
Well, then Nick Fit's probably a good shell for that. Like, if you want to do stupid shit
it's one of my
that.
favorite dumb decks to play. Like, I once played against Mike Hadley and went, here's my Siege Rhino. And he turned it around and read it and he goes, oh, okay. And no. And he set me down to like 9 again because he kills it and just crashes in. I go, okay, untap, land Thragtusk. What?
Perfect.
Turns it around, reads it, okay. Doesn't kill the Tusk, comes back to me and I go, sweet. Recurring Nightmare, sack it for the Siege Rhino. Recurring Nightmare, sack it for the Siege Rhino for the Thragtusk. Mm-hmm. And he goes, wait. Okay.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to do stupid stuff like that, yeah, Nick Fit might.
Yeah,
be.
I don't want good magic. I want straight dumb magic.
Okay. So PJ asks, why don't you play Overrun?
Because I could just... So there's an argument for Overrun, and the direct argument turns into I'd be playing Value Elves, which is the one that plays Mirror Entity.
Yeah.
And Azuri, because Azuri is a better Overrun because I can do it twice.
Exactly, yeah. And then I think at that point you also run you still run your Wirewoods, and then you also run the Shaman of the Pack too, and drain
they don't.
people. Really?
So, yeah, because Shaman doesn't actually drain, because it just lowers your opponent's life. You don't gain life.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
so
drain
instead,
yeah.
So instead
I know
they
that.
play Priesthood Titania.
Okay.
So that they can go turn 3, I guess, glimpse, cast dude, cast dude, cast dude, cast dude.
Yeah.
Okay, tap it, untap it, tap it, untap it, tap it, untap it. Finale of Devastation, kill you, I guess. Okay. Whatever. How high is your life? Not high enough.
So, I'm sorry, did I miss it? Why don't you play Overrun then?
Because I don't want to play Azuri.
Okay, all right. So we have the most tilting person to you, Kelly asks. Why do you have a personal vendetta against Burger King?
Okay, so he was trapped in a car ride from me and asked me why I don't like Burger King as a meal.
Sure.
This was 9-10 years ago, I was at Phoenix Comic-Con, and all I could afford really at the time was a Burger King, like, 2 for, like, $4 chicken sandwich meal.
Yeah, so you got sick of it?
No, I bought the meal, took a bite out of it, so it was fried bread, a little bit of chicken, and, like, fit your finger into it hollow inside of that. All of the chicken was missing from inside of the chicken patty.
I mean, I'd probably still eat Burger King. That's not a good reason to stop.
No, it's so tilted me, and I was so upset that it scarred me for life from Burger King.
Sounds like maybe there might be a different issue, like
There's
a
probably
little
a
deeper
different-
issue.
there's
If you like
probably-
Burger King's offending you that much,
It's a betrayal of food, like between
it's a sensitive topic.
between 2011 and now, and I'm going to point out I live across the street from a Burger King. I've been to Burger King once to play David in Vintage.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
All right. Well, David, repping, getting Grae out of his comfort zone, going to Burger King. Now,
Hate them so much.
is it pronounced Nohea?
No, hey.
Nohea. I always get it wrong. Nohea asks, how do you feel about Ren and 6 pinging all of your dudes to death? We already kind of talked about that a
Hate
little
it.
bit. But
Absolutely hate it.
it's the worst, isn't it? Caleb Pranger says, why only one crater hoof over 2? Did you follow a stock list, or what were your thoughts? I know we talked about it before the tournament, but I forgot. We kind of talked about that already, but is it just the Archon? Is that the spot?
So the argument always goes back, is it 2 hoofs or do you play the split?
Yeah.
And the numbers are ever so slightly different.
Okay.
I'm playing the Archon to close out those 50-50 matchups or
Gotcha.
less. Like, I want to flip it over against the Miracle type decks and say sorcery.
So you take a little bit of consistency to improve some other matchups.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the odds are pretty good that if you're going to draw the hoof, you probably can make the mana for the hoof anyways. And that's the bet you're taking, is that either A, you don't draw the hoof, or B, you can just cast the hoof anyways.
Yeah. I like having 2 hooves because I draw the hoof all the time.
Yeah, if
So-
I remember correctly, the math ended up coming out to about like a 5-point difference on the likelihood of being able to nat order into the hoof on one hoof.
Fair enough.
And if you've ever played with Archon, the best part of it is you go natural order. Your opponent goes, okay, you're finding a hoof. Well, they have a swords or something to stop you know, from killing. You go in, you get Archon, and then go instant. And they go, I have a response. You don't.
No, you don't. Not anymore.
Because it's a pithing needle.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that its effect comes in and you've got it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say that, and they'll look at me and go, oh, wait, it has flying and vigilance? And
Powerful.
why? Because it blocks Delvers for days and kills people.
Absolutely. Sydney Hernandez says, what sideboard cards do you have? What sideboard cards do you hope your opponent doesn't have to beat you? Also, what matchups are easy wins?
So the most popular card that I'm seeing pop up a lot that is not Ren and 6 is the Plague Engineer.
Yeah.
And I really don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone playing Engineered Plague type effects against me.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just bad.
It's pretty bad. Any board wipe is pretty bad for elves.
Yeah, so you have to end up sitting on so many cards, and that's why I like this version, because I'll just glimpse into like 2 or 3 things, and then hopefully some of them are wirewood so I can redeploy.
Yeah.
But I never want to see any sweepers from the board. I don't want to see more sweepers from the
What's
board.
the worst sweeper? Plague Engineer, because it's also a body?
It's probably
Yeah.
Plague Engineer.
Probably.
It hits everything but the Wirewood symbiote when it drops.
Yes, it does.
And then I just have to hope that my Scavenging Ooze can become big enough.
yeah.
Because I've, at one point in testing, had someone go double Plague Engineer on Dryad and on Elves.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I have Wirewood symbiotes to block with for a while, I guess.
yeah.
All right.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It's rough. So hopefully you have the abrupt decays for that or Assassin's trophies. So, and then James Zawislak asks, are there any elf cards you would love to see printed, such as a card idea you could see making elves even better?
So a 2/2 with reach. That's the thing that I want the most.
Yeah.
Or even like a Flash Viper.
Just to like trade with Delvers.
Yeah, because Delver's the hardest thing, because they'll go, here's 3 damage, here's 3 damage,
Yeah.
and then we spend the bolts on the board.
Yep.
So if you could either have something with Flash, or I'd even take like a 1/2, just so
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I could go block, Wirewood it to my hand, buy a swing.
Sure. Yeah. I think anything with 2 power and reach is fine.
Yeah.
Just as long as like, or something that maybe can, like an elf that could get rid of creatures would be really awesome. Like something that, even if it costs like 3 or something, that could just like ping a
Unsummon.
creature, like
Yeah.
tap it and ping a creature or something.
Yeah,
or-
we have 2 cards that are almost close enough, but they're just not. because they need some other card to be good.
Like what?
There is Azuri's Archers. I want to say it's a really bad creature. It has reach and it gets plus power when it blocks a flyer.
Okay.
It's 1 or 2 mana.
Okay.
And then the other one is Scattershot Archer. He's playing
and that
Pauper.
one pings.
Yeah, it deals 1 damage to all flyers.
Yeah, and then you can untap it and
Yeah.
ping it and kill a Delver. So maybe, hey, sideboard tech for you. Maybe
May-
you got what you want already. You just
Maybe,
don't
but
know it.
I could just play Abrupt Decay then and
That's
shoot down
true.
the Delver.
That's true, but Abrupt Decay doesn't count towards Craterhoof.
It doesn't. That's a real point.
It's a big deal. All right, so that's going to wrap up all the questions. Grae, I think you've earned some shout-outs. You top place finish and second place finish. Who do you want to shout out? What do you want to shout out?
So I think I have 2 people I want
Okay.
to shout. One of them is Tash, because he keeps forcing me to go to tournaments and I keep doing well at them.
I'm going to cut this part out. I don't like people shouting out Tash.
So yeah, he's also forced me to go and do well this year. I actually owe him IKEA meatballs because of my first place finish, because I
Bingo,
promised
bango.
I'd buy him meatballs if I won.
Tash is a great guy. Okay.
And then Tom Kaufman. Weird, right?
Tom Kaufman. I'm not sure I know Tom Kaufman.
The old one, not the little one that I never get to play Magic with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, slow play guy.
Yeah, so because of him, I've actually been out playing a lot of other formats like Modern. And
Great.
because of him, I also have a year-end event seat at his. So I get to play in
Wow.
2 year-ends now.
You're double dipping, man.
Yeah.
All right, so
Very nice.
Grae
Elves in
here
all formats.
is grinding, man. He's in the top percentage of the players here in Arizona, earning a spot in 2 different format series for the year.
On Elves both times.
On Elves both times.
Gotta rep that tier 2 deck.
Great Ellman.
Right, Grae Ellman.
One of these
Are-
days, you're going to see me change my name to that on Facebook or something and just be like, I got him.
Meme it up, man. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the O2 Dropcast. Any news that we're missing?
There
Anything
were
that-
2 events that you mentioned.
Yeah, we got that down. Anything that we're
Yeah.
missing?
David and I are going to go play at MKM Frankfurt in Germany in a week.
Yeah, I'm going to try. We'll talk about it here. I'm going to try to join you. Got a little
Sweet.
obstacles, but not
We hope so.
might be able to do it. So, all right. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for the people in the community. Thank you for playing. Thanks for coming out to our events. Thanks for listening to this shit show of a podcast. Every episode, it's just shittier and shittier, and we love it here. And so we're going to wrap up this episode of the O2 Dropcast. This is a podcast by Arizona Eternal Magic. I think I forgot it at the beginning, but my name is Zach Zent. With us as usual, we had Mr. Daniel Espinoza,
Later.
our guest, Mr. Grae Ellman,
Hi.
and then we have Mr. David Shakowski.
Well, later.
That's going to wrap it up. And that's episode 11 of the O2 Dropcast, where if we don't talk about it, you shouldn't fucking care about it. We're done. Fucking done.
Bye.
Go home. It's over.
Say some fucking throws.
It's over.
Try it. Try it.
All right. This is Daniel Espinoza with the O2 Dropcast. No, that's not. Hey, you do it.
All right. Well, welcome to the O2 Dropcast.
It's not bad. Grae, you want to give it a shot?
No one wants me to give it a
Do
shot.
it.
Give me your intro.
All right, this is Grae, and welcome to the O2 Dropcast.
That's not
Oh,
fuck.
yeah,
That's
fuck.
smooth.
All right. I want to retry because they did it so well.
Yeah.
All right. This is SV with the O2 Dropcast. I copied them.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All right. Now you just have it. You're next.